Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to use the leftover ground pork from making Winter Melon Meatball Soup yesterday. You can find a link to the soup recipe in the description below. I'm cooking the ground pork two ways. First is steamed patty with Chinese sausage. The other, I'm cooking it in a clay pot rice dish. This was how I made the basic meatball for the soup. 1 pound of ground pork. 3 shiitake mushrooms soaked overnight and diced. 1 8-ounce can of water chestnuts, drained and diced. Instead of dicing each water chestnut, you can put one under a knife and gently flatten it this way. Do it one at a time. 2 green onions, washed and diced. 4 tablespoons soy sauce. 2 tablespoons sesame oil. 2 tablespoons white pepper powder. 4 heaping teaspoons cornstarch mixed with half a cup of water to form into a flurry. Put all the meatball ingredients in a Ziploc bag and give it a thorough mix. That was the recipe for the basic meatball for the soup I made yesterday. I'm going to jazz it up for today's dishes. I'm adding 2 Chinese sausages or lap腸, washed under warm water to remove the skin and diced. Put 8 medium-sized shrimps into a small bowl, add 2 tablespoons of salt and enough water to just cover the top of the shrimps. Mix it around a little bit. Then let it sit on the counter for 2 hours. Brining shrimp this way will firm up the meat, giving you that little snap when you bite into it. Do this every time you prep shrimp, and you'll never have to eat mushy shrimp again. After 2 hours, wash them thoroughly, pat dry, then rough cut them this way. I always buy shrimp deveined because I'm not fond of deveining them, but I always buy them with shell on. Put them in a bowl, add a dash of white pepper and a drizzle of sesame oil. Then give it a toss. Put the shrimp and the lap腸into the Ziploc bag with the leftover ground pork and mix well, like this. Now I'm going to show you how to cook the new jazzed up meat mixture 2 ways. The first way is steamed meat patty, 蒸肉餅. The second way is to steam it with臘腸over rice in a clay pot, or it's called 臘腸肉餅煲仔飯. For the steamed patty dish, put a little oil on the plate so the meat won't stick to the bottom after it's cooked. Then put enough meat in the plate to spread it evenly to about 1 inch thick. For the clay pot dish, the amount of meat you'll need is about the size of your fist. Now let's prep the rice. If you don't have a clay pot, don't worry about it. Use the pot that you normally cook rice with, and this dish will turn out just as tasty. Use a pot that's big enough so rice is only a quarter way full in the pot, because rice will expand twice its size, plus you'll need room to put the meat mixture on top. To wash the rice, put enough water in the pot to just cover the rice. Put your hand in there and give it a few swirls. Then carefully drain out the water. Do this 4 times. This is what the water looks like after the first wash. It looks pretty cloudy. And this is what the water looks like after 4 washes. The water is clear and the rice is clean. To measure cooking liquid for the rice, put enough water in the pot to cover the rice and make sure the top of the rice is level. And put your finger into the pot till it reaches the bottom. Move the thumb to mark the top of the rice. Don't move the thumb. Then Move the finger to touch the top of the rice. Water should be at the tip of your thumb. This measuring method makes perfect rice every time. I have a tutorial on cooking plain white rice, which I will share in the description below. Then put the rice on the stove on the smallest burner, set on medium-low heat. Keep it covered till it starts to boil. In the meantime, boil water for the steamer using the largest burner on the stove set on high heat. While waiting for water to boil, put the steamed patty dish in the bamboo steamer, set on the counter, ready to go once the water boils. Yes, I like to play with food, and I made the flour out of lap腸. Actually, the point I want to make here is, if you steam often, then buy a bamboo steamer, because bamboo steamers won't drip condensation onto your food, and that's especially important if you're steaming cake or something like that. When water comes to a rapid boil, put the patty in and steam it for 20 minutes, keeping the heat on high the whole time. I can hear the rice boiling too. Take the lid off and let it boil this way till the water is almost all absorbed. When you can still see the little bubbles, but they're almost all gone, then it's time to put the meat on. Spread it to no more than half an inch thick in order for it to cook through. And you bet, I'm still going to play with my food and make a flour. Then cover it and turn the stove on low-medium heat. Do not disturb it for 20 minutes. We want the heat to be high enough to cook the meat through, but not too high where it's going to burn the rice. So low-medium heat on my stove on the smallest burner is perfect. It's been 20 minutes for the steamer. Ooh, that looks so good. And it smells wonderful. It's been 20 minutes for the clay pot. Oh, yum! It smells so delicious. The juices of the meat are cooked into the rice. I can't wait to dig in. So here are my two dishes made from leftover meat from the Winter Melon Meatball Soup. I hope you like these simple homemade dishes as much as we do. You can find the recipe under description. Please like and subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.